Heyo, Camille here with another tutorial. This one is for a Hungarian map fold book. I'm going to be using the PDF from my Etsy shop for an artist book called Community. You're going to need just a few simple things. Glue, your choice. Bone or Teflon folder to help with pressing folds, something to cut out the book, and 2 pieces of compressed cardboard for the covers, as well as 15 inches of a nice linen bookbinding thread. You don't have to actually use the PDF from my Etsy shop. You can make the book by creating 4 squares, each being 4 inches square, and then the covers are 1.5 inches square. So you can do it that way too. Let's begin by cutting out the book. Now that you've got your book cut out, we'll go ahead and do the cover. We're going to use these red sheets from the PDF to put on the cover. I'm going to use glue for my cover and a small brush. Thin layer of glue. And then center the cover onto the paper. Now we're ready to do the turn-ins, and to do that we need to cut off the corners. You want to make sure that you don't cut too closely to the edge so that you have a little bit to turn in. Glue the sides. We want glue to go on the board as well as on the flaps. Now we're ready to begin folding the pages. The Hungarian map fold is very similar to the Lotus fold book with one additional step, so I'll show you what that is. We'll go ahead and fold the pages just like we normally would for a Lotus fold. So that means fold in half in both directions. And then we want to do the diagonal not through the image, but through this blue space here. So, and just as in the Lotus, you're going to poke that spot, and when you do that, you're able to collapse the book down into a square. Do that for the other 3 pages. Now the difference in the Hungarian map fold and the Lotus fold book is you would just end the book with this many folds. But with the Hungarian fold, you're going to actually fold each of the corners in. So these are the corners on the sides where you have the opening. To do this, I actually use a bone folder as a guide because you want to fold this point so that it touches the center. And you want to do that on all four corners. Once you do the first one, the second one just meets up with that first point. Flip it over. Do the same thing, using this as a guide. And then meet that. Here's the inverted fold part of the book. You open up all four, the folds you just made. You're going to partially open the mouth of that shape, and you're going to push in on those folds. Go around all four and just push in and invert those. I find that the more I burnish with my folder those folds, the easier it is for those to invert, and you end up with a shape like this. Okay? Do that for the other 3 pages of the book. Now we're ready to glue our book together. I like to always line my pages up in the order in which I want them to go in my book. And we'll start out with the last page first. We're going to add a thin layer of glue to the top of that. And all these pages will be glued with the openings facing the same direction. So they will all face the same. I'm going to lay the next page up on top, center it, press down. Now we're ready to put our text block into our cover. And I made this cover so it's not the same size. I kind of liked the way that when you open it as an ornament, you can open it up and it creates kind of an interesting shape. Before we do that, if you choose to, you can add your little bit of cord. We're going to take this, and I try to line it up so that the red box is about the same as this length here. Press it down. And let's put the cord on the other side. And put glue all over. You want to come about to almost the edge, but not all the way. And then you're ready to set the other side on top. Make sure your strings are both the same side. You want to let this dry well, using something to help press it. I like to put it under wax paper and then set it under something that's heavy, a nice weight. And then when you're all done, you can add a small bead to the end here, and that bead will help you to open and close the book. Put our bead on, then tie a knot. Keep that bead on. The knot should be about 1 inch from the end. And now you're able to take your book and open it up. And put your bead down. And hang it. So. And then when you close it, you can close your book with the bead too. Thanks for watching.